Hello, my name is John Montgomery, and this is my final pass for my pitch, a game called Holy Judgment. Holy Judgment is a 2D platformer game where a holy knight must use his holy sword and his spells to rid the world of all the evil. The goal of this game is to eliminate all the monsters and demons in the level in order to move on to the next area or the next level. There are 4 levels in the game Holy Judgment. There are 3 normal levels and 1 boss level. In order to get through the first 3 levels, the player must defeat all enemies and monsters within the level. Only when all enemies are defeated will the exit to the level open up. In order to finish the game, the player must defeat the boss in the last level. Also, multiple scenes can be comprised to make up just one level, such as the developer did for Kirby Star Allies, which is why I'm proposing that this game be comprised of 5 scenes to make up just one entire level. This prevents the player from finishing too quickly. The goal of each level is to obtain the spellbook. With the spellbook, you'll be able to get rid of all the enemies in the level because you will have both your sword and your spells. Once you have the spellbook, you will be able to switch between using your sword and using the spells you have acquired through attaining the spellbook within the level. This allows the player to use these items in order to defeat the enemies within the level. Plus, when the spellbook is equipped, the player can also switch between spells. When the spellbook is obtained in the current level the player is in, the player will gain access to 4 different spells they can use in order to slay their enemies. The first spell they can use is the barrier spell. Barrier spell will protect the player for a short amount of time against incoming magic damage from the enemies. The barrier spell does not protect the player from incoming melee damage. The Holy Missile spell is a spell that conjures a missile and is shot at the enemy. When the missile hits an enemy, it will damage the enemy that was hit if the enemy is not immune to spells. The Holy Force spell is used when enemies get too close to the player. The Holy Force spell creates an area of effective explosion around the player and damages any enemies around the player that is not immune to player spells. This is used effectively when too many enemies are around the player. The Holy Force spell is completed by a key press. Holy Judgment spell launches a bolt of lightning at the enemies. It is the most powerful spell which does the most damage but also costs more magic power. Health and magic power are displayed in the upper left corner. When a player is damaged, the health is taken from the player's health bar. When the player dies, the player must start the entire level over. The magic power is reduced when a player uses a spell. The player has a total of 100 health and 75 total magic power. Mana is regained over time, and spells are different cost of mana. There are 2 types of enemy, monsters and demons. Monsters are slain by the player defeating it with a sword. Also, the monsters in each level are immune to the player's magic. The demons are weak to the holy magic, but are also immune to the player's sword. Monsters and demons' health bars are displayed over their head. In the boss battle, there are 3 different stages, red, yellow, and purple. In each stage will determine the immunities and what the player can use in the boss to take away its health. I see 2 different risks for this project to be done in a reasonable scope of time. The first is the AI behaviors. These will be difficult to implement due to the fact they need to patrol in certain paths so enemies don't kill themselves falling off ledges. The boss behavior is also dynamic due to the fact it has 3 stages that will switch between a certain amount of time and its health. The second problem is much more simple to fix since the game will be done in the Unity Asset Store and has a 2D platformer package that will help this project have a serious head start in its development. The Asset Store will be key to developing the project in a certain time scope. Welcome to Holy Judgment, and thanks for watching.